Hello and welcome to Floyd Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Aoshima's 1/24 scale. We've got the Lamborghini Murcielago SV. Wow. Classic car now, is it? I think it's been around now for quite a few years, but actually it's still a stunning looking car. So anyway, in the box we have a very nice box art on the front. You can see some of the built up pictures just down in here. We've got the ones down on here. So your kit number for this one is 4600. And then we've got some bits and pieces of your painting information on the back, and as you can see it is a fully licensed with a very nice glittery shiny badge as well to Lamborghini. So there we go, Lamborghini, the home of the hypercar, and hopefully the kit will do it justice. So right, okay, all separate bag, which is very nice. So starting off with, we've got the clear parts, we've got the front splitter, and we've got some of the stuff around the back, I do believe. We've got metal painted or chrome painted, shall we say, pre-done for the underside, I assume that is. We've got obviously the main body, lots of spars in there so it's not twisting, it's keeping it all tight and together, which is absolutely fine. We've got some more clear parts, side windows and rears, into the black bits and pieces. So we've got some of the grilly bits, as you might imagine, on those, which is fair enough. Some more silvery bits, so we've got the lights, headlights and tail lights. Internals, so we've actually got the main interior parts, dashboard, things like that, door cards, etc, etc. We've got wheels, steering wheels, some of the parts. This is a kit that keeps giving. Okay, then we've got the lower floor pan, we've got the wheel arches, and we've got, looks like suspension, brakes, various bits and pieces down in there as well. So lots of parts down in there. We've got back to the white bits, so some more of the external bits. We've got the cooler scoops, things like that, doors, bits and pieces, as you imagine, down in there. Some tyres, some very skinny tyres, and some polycaps, and we've got a couple of pins in there as well. Running out of room here, so much stuff. And then we've got the seats, and I presume that's bits for the engine in the back there as well. So it looks like we've got a nice engine. We also get, obviously we've got I don't know if it's die cut or if it's just you need to cut it out yourself, but we have got a mast set as well, and we've got some decals down in there, which is very nice. And then thank goodness we've got the instructions. Okay, so starting off, usual blurb and colour call outs and bits and pieces, as you might imagine. All right, and then we are literally straight into it. So again, talking obviously with the call outs for the colours and the various bits and pieces, and then over here, as you can see, usual thing, straight into doing the brakes. So we've got the disc brakes being fitted down in there, the calipers, various bits and pieces, and then obviously you've got the steering underneath, and building up all of those for the front end. I don't know if this is posable with the steering. I don't think it is. Can't really see from this point, but hopefully you do get a little bit of deflection, which would be nice. And then obviously front, we've got the areas, so we've got the shocks being fitted down underneath there as well. Then we're over, I assume this would be the rears all going in as well. So you say underneath, as we said before, you can see the lower transmission sort of hanging through down in there as this one comes through, and again, shocks being fitted down in there, brake calipers, things like that. Talking about the tyres, not gluing the tyres on, which is interesting. And then polycaps obviously on the inside as well, so those fitting on there. So obviously that's all the running gear and bits and pieces. It's got down in here in order to fix the model onto a display base, so you have got an option as well to go through to obviously to have it fixed. So if you want to do it that way. Engine block being put together, a couple of pieces down in there as normal, various things to put the V-block together, and then obviously it's going to fit down in here in that sort of engine bay section at the rear. And then obviously we've got the top going on there, we've got decals for saying Lamborghini and all the various parts, which is really nice. Then we've got, I assume this is exhausty bits and various pieces going onto there, and then working down on the inside. So we've got the seats being fitted down into there. We've got the centre, the various things for the dash area as well going in, as you can see. And then obviously all of this is going to need decals and various parts, and it is all clearly called out, which is very nice before you drop all of that down in there. Pedals going in there, a couple of covers, and then obviously you're done in the inside. And then again, chopping off all of the actual sprues, which is great because it stops it twisting and all the rest of it. And then you're going to be making it nice and secure again, obviously by putting in the clear part. So we've got that sort of famous clear back rear window, or solid, depending on which version you go with the tiers in there. So you can see that engine down in the back. And then again, all the parts being added down here on the back. And again, different versions have different options with it. But again, you've got the thing with how you're going to have it with obviously a spoiler at the back or not, or various things, I imagine, right the way through. windscreen being fitted down in there, and then obviously on the inside we've got the scoops being fitted to the outside, all the headlights being fitted down in there, and tail lights, front splitter, front end, obviously the glazing and everything for the lights all being done down in there, windscreen wiper, and then again clear parts as well being fitted onto the doors, the door cards being fitted down into there, and then putting that together, and then depending on if you're having the doors open or closed, don't forget it's scissor doors on these, so they will be going up as well, which will be a nice way of displaying it. And then again right the way through, engine being fitted down into there as well, and then obviously all done, completing off the build, and then I assume that's the thing for replacement parts. So again, there is a couple of different versions of this one out there, so some of the parts won't be used, I wouldn't have thought, down in there, but lots of nice bits and pieces. So again, as we find really with these sort of Aoshima kits, these are nicely detailed right the way through. So if we start off with the actual main chassis, body shell I should say, and as you can see, as always with Aoshima, really nice, good solid white colour on this. This isn't cheap plastic, it is very nice. There is a lot of ejector pins, but let's face it, this is a really complex shape to try and get out, and by the time this is all being cut off and then replaced with the internals, it'll look very nice. Looking at it, we haven't got any sort of ejection ports onto it, we've got no seams, mold seams or anything else like that you're going to have to deal with. It looks pretty good right the way through. So again, from any angle, this car is going to be absolutely stunning, let's face it. So that's very nice indeed. Right, where do we go? Where do we start? I have no idea. Let's start on down in here with some of the black parts, and then we'll work our way through. So, in here. There we go. We should say there's quite a high part count on this, so I'm just going to grab and go right the way through. So again, wipers, and we got the suspension set and all the various things down in there, so that's very nice indeed. And then we've got down in here, which is sprue 13, just shows how many there are, engine and the various things. We've got the brake disc down in there, the underfloor areas as you might imagine, again all looking very nice indeed, good clean crisp moulding. And then down in here we've actually got the tray underneath, and you can see all the suspension and the various areas. We've got the wheel arches down in there as well. So again, very nicely done. That's grey colour. I'm trying to do colour way at the moment. Let's do it this way. We'll work our way through the colours of plastic. Again, we've got more engine parts down in here. So we've got that engine bay down here at the back, and again, all the things. This is that area we were saying you put the screws and you can screw it down as well if you are going to have it on a display case. So that's very nice. Nice engine detail, all the things. There's not a lot of bearing either on the parts. There's a little bit, but not heavy. So really quite straightforward cleanup. Ejector pins are either flush or slightly recessed. Very nice indeed. The seats, these are done in like a grey colour. Again, very nice. A couple of ejector pins around the back just to lightly stand out. The seats themselves look very nice indeed. I'm running out of room here. Okay, so this is the kit that keeps giving. So we have spoiler for the rear, and then obviously some of the other parts. As you can see, we've got the steering wheel down in there. Very nice indeed. And we've got the hubs, nicely detailed. Really very nice. And again, polycap goes in here and then down to lock those in. We'll look at the tyres in a moment. What have we got? Interior, which is in a sort of grey colour. So down in here we've got the sort of tub. Down in here the various, obviously this is the console. Various parts down in here, all looks very nice. Again, good hard plastic as well. You probably hear it, I'm handling it, it sounds quite hard. We've got the instrument panel and the front dash, door cards, various, I think this is the roof lining. Actually very nice indeed. All good. Right, where will we go next? Let's go silver next. So actually I don't think we need to get this one out really, as you can see it just there. That's just the bottom of the transmission, bottom of the engine, as you look from it from underneath, we've got the exhaust down in there, a couple of silver parts. So this is pre-done. You can leave it as is, or if you wanted to, just strip it back and spray over it. And add some more black bits. Right, okay, so down in here we've got the fans for the sides, for bringing through the grills, the various parts, as you can see on there. Very nice. We've got a couple of small black bits, which I'm not too sure what they are, but I'm sure they're mentioned in the kit. And we've got headlights. So we've got the headlights down in here, all done. Good, clean, nicely moulded. Then again, we've got another bit as well. This is the tail lights, I do believe, as well, moulded in one. A couple of mirror bits as well, I assume. Very nice indeed. So that's all pretty good. And then, right, white bits. Okay, so down in here. Again, beautifully, nicely done plastic. So we've got the doors, and the various parts, the front bits. We've got that side scoop running down to the cooler. You've even got a little filler cap just back in here. Wondering what that is. Very, very nice indeed. Reminds me of Bandai's white plastic because it's solid coloured. There we go. So this one has got the cheaper version, I think. So I think they do one of these with an entire clear part as well, or you can just have the little mini windows to see the back in the engine. Another scoop for the other side. Various parts, as you can see, just down in there. Then we've got the front, the bit we will recognise. So there we go. There's that front killer look. The lower part as well, so these obviously come together down in here, and then at the back here some really, really nice design shapes. Again, all nicely clean. Again, a lot of the locating tabs are quite big, which is nice, good secure fits. That's very good. And then also we've got tail lights with the red. We've got indicators as well, some very small lights for the indicators. And then, to be honest, we don't really need to get these out. They will be crystal clear because they're flat. We've got the clear parts for the windscreen and the bits on the top there. Then we've got the side windows and the headlight covers, obviously down in here as well. So that's all very, very nice indeed. I think that's all the parts covered. It is the kit that keeps giving. Okay, so last up we've just got, as we said before, we've got that mast set and the decals. So this one is, I assume it's sticky on that side. So you cut this one out, because obviously you need to cut it, and then stick it directly on. So that's quite nice. So it's literally, it's part of it. So I assume when you peel that off, that's the sticky side, and then it goes straight down. But it's not die cut, but you've got a good high quality piece of sort of kabui type there to do that with. The decals are beautiful. Very, very nice. You probably see them down in there. Some great details in there for all the things. You've even got the details for the sat nav. Wow, cool, very nice. Okay, last up we've got the tyres. Everyone loves tyres. So again, just down in here we've got some polycaps, obviously to holding the wheels on. We've got some pins down in there as well, and we've got the actual tyres, which have got the old wording on them as well. So they are fully detailed right the way through on the outside. That's very nice indeed. So it's got the tyre sizes, the various things. There's a little bit of lumpy bumpy from the injection moulding down in here, but as I said before, you can scrape them out or just literally hit it with a sort of coarse sander just to wear them down, gives them a little bit more of a natural look, and away you go. So very, very nice indeed. So there you have it. That's a really, really nice job done by Aoshima on that one. Let's face it, the Murcielago is a beautiful car. It's got elegant lines and all the rest of it, but this isn't just all about the outside. There's plenty of detail on the inside as well. There's lots of parts for this kit. So you're going to be doing the fully detailed job around the engine. You can actually obviously do around inside the actual interior as well of it. And there's lots of options, I should think, for livening it up a little bit more with a little bit of aftermarket and stuff like that. But a kit as itself is one of those kits that just keeps giving. There is a lot of parts for this one. I have a highly detailed model of that particular kit. So that's the Aoshima 1/24 scale beautiful Lamborghini Murcielago SV.